Listen, Korean men are built different, okay? And I'm not just talking about Monsta X. I'm talking about the dancers too. Everything that you read online about them is so true. Seeing those dancers live was something. And I mean, not only their looks, but also just their performance, how the dancers interacted with the crowd, their facial expressions, how they interacted with the members. I mean, it was just so good. You could tell they were genuinely enjoying every single second in the show. So if you guys are gonna go see Monsta X live on this tour, just prepare yourself because it is gonna be such a treat. All right, so for this concert, I wanted to make sure that I was one of the first people in line because of one thing only, and it is for merch. Specifically, this tour shirt. I saw videos of the members wearing this shirt for their encore stage, and I was thinking, I gotta get myself a shirt too. So anyway, when I got there, I was the third party in line. So there were two parties in front of me. This is my first concert in like 2 years. So at around 6:45, that's when security started letting people in. I went through security and then I walked into the arena, and the first thing you see is the merch booth. But luckily in the merch stand, there was like 5 different lines. So it was great. I got into a line. And I understand a lot of people didn't like the merch for this tour, and I understand that, and I kind of agree. However, when you see the members wearing this shirt, like I want to have it too. I got in, I paid, I got my stuff, and I got out. So then afterwards I went to the bathroom to change, and then after that I went to my seat. Prior to the show starting, they were obviously playing Monsta X's songs, and they were playing Shootout, and everyone was singing to it. And of course, Shootout is one of the songs that they do not perform in this tour. Same for Hero and Fantasia, and everyone was just singing along to it. Everyone wanted to see those songs performed live. I'm one of those people too, but it is what it is. So because this is my first concert in 2 years, I wanted to protect my ears. I did not want to deal with the ringing in my ears or anything. And plus, I've read a lot of things online of how damaging concerts are to the ears. I put on some earplugs immediately, and I was only planning on having earplugs only for the first song because usually in concerts, that's when the crowd is the loudest. I actually ended up having the earplugs on the entire night. And surprisingly, it didn't affect my concert experience. I still enjoyed all the songs, but throughout the concert, I completely forgot I even had them in my ears. And after the concert, my ears were perfectly fine. So that was a great feeling. So first of all, they played the VCR, and it was very intense. It was very awesome. They had lasers. The crowd was going crazy. And then the screens sort of parted open, and then we see the members. And the first song that they performed was Gambler. This was such a great start, and also seeing their dancers was fantastic. I absolutely loved their suits. Their jackets were all shiny, and it looked so good. And for the record, I did not scream while I was recording, so if you hear any screaming in any of my footage, it's literally the girl next to me. If there's an odd chance that she's watching this video, hello, it was great sitting next to you, but you were just very loud. But it's understandable because it's a concert, so obviously everyone is supposed to be loud. I usually scream or sing the lyrics once I'm done recording. So yeah, fun little fact for you all. So I absolutely loved how they had confetti in the first song. So the next song that they performed is Dramarama, and everyone went crazy. It's a Monsta X classic. Everyone knew it, everyone loved it, and it was just so fun. It was so surreal seeing them perform this song live. It was wild. And the next song that kind of took me by surprise because I didn't know I would feel this way after watching this performance, but it is Rush Hour. So that was the next song that they performed, and I enjoyed Rush Hour when that song was released. After seeing and hearing them perform it live, it made me love this song even more. This song really grew on me just by watching them perform it live. I don't know how that happens, but it is one of my favorite Monsta X songs now. So after Rush Hour, the members talked a little bit, they introduced themselves, and Kihyun, oh my gosh, he showed off his vocals. I mean, throughout the entire night, Kihyun's vocals, just listen, he's my bias wrecker, and his live vocals were something else. And he hits those high notes like it's nothing. Alright, so the next song that they performed is Just Love, and let me tell you, there's something so satisfying singing Skirt, Pull Up, I Just Wanna Love. There's just something when you sing those lyrics live, it's just so satisfying. And I love that during this song and the next couple of songs, the members were just walking down the runway and they were just interacting with the audience. So there wasn't a specific choreography going on. They had freedom to roam around on stage.
Put your hands up, throw your hands up, put your hands up, throw your hands up.
And then the transition from Just Love to Burning Up was amazing. So IM started Burning Up, and that is one of my favorite songs from their album. I love that song so much. And when they performed it, it was amazing. It was fire. It was so good. After I finished filming whatever clip that I did, I was just having a blast. And Joohoney's vocals, fantastic.
1, 2, 3,
So then afterwards they talked a bit and Minhyuk kind of teased the next song. So the next song is One Day. Everyone was sort of like waving their hands side to side, and I was waving my light stick. So naturally I'm trying to film, but I'm not paying attention what I'm filming. So if you see the video clip, the video kind of like moves side to side. I didn't realize that till afterwards because I was just focusing on the members. I didn't know what I was recording. So this next song is a song that I have been waiting for. I've been dreaming of watching Monsta X perform this song live since 2019. This was before I even knew I would be able to watch Monsta X live, but I always dreamt if I could watch Monsta X live at some point in my life, I really hope I could watch them perform this song live. And it is Play It Cool, you all. That is my jam. Something that I imagined and dreamt of for so long was happening right before my eyes. It was wild. It was definitely surreal, and I had such a blast with that song, and the dancers were amazing and the choreography was so great. I honestly wish I could have filmed the entire performance, but I just wanted to enjoy it, so I only filmed a little bit, and then I was just dancing along to the song. It was so much fun. Definitely one of my top favorite performances of the night. Watching them perform Play It Cool, that was a dream come true for me. So after Play It Cool, they performed their song You Problem. This song is so fun to watch live. Everyone's singing along to it and dancing. It was such a blast. And And yes, there was confetti in this song. I absolutely love when they had confetti. It's like having a party with thousands of other people and, you know, with your favorite group. It's amazing. All right, so afterwards they played a VCR, and it's basically the members narrating their journey from debut to their first music show win and things like that. And it was a very sentimental and emotional video. So this was kind of the moment where everyone was able to sit down, breathe before the next set of songs. So after the VCR, the members were back on stage and they performed their song Find You, and I thought that was a perfect transition from the VCR to the next song. And afterwards they performed one of my favorite songs. They performed their song, and I absolutely love the screens for the song. And they timed the screens with Kihyun's high notes so perfectly, because every time he would hit his high notes, like, they would show waves crashing. It was amazing. Performing, and Minhyuk, Joohoney, and Kihyun, they stayed on stage and they were teasing about the next solo stages. The first solo stage was from my bias performing one of my favorite songs, and it's a song that he created, and it is Hyungwon, and he performed Wildfire. That song is one of my top favorite songs, and seeing Hyungwon perform that song was an experience. I loved every single second of it. While I was filming, I didn't know what I wanted to film, whether I wanted to film the stage or the screen or back and forth. I didn't know. And then at one point, I didn't know who to focus on, either Hyungwon or the dancers, because they were just amazing. It was such a solid performance. And personally, it felt like Wildfire was such a short performance, even though Hyungwon performs the entire thing. I wish it would have been like at least 10 minutes long. I mean, I literally could watch Hyungwon perform that song for 10 minutes. So after Hyungwon, IM performed his solo stage, and he performed a mashup of his songs Goddamn and Happy to Die. He just has this natural charisma to him. So every time he performs, it's such a treat. I mean, same for all the other members. But yeah, IM has like a distinct stage presence. I mean, all the members do, and I love that we see that with their individual solo stages, that all their personalities are different, and it really shows in their performances, but they were all amazing. So the next performance was a complete contrast to IM's, and it is Minhyuk, and he performed Ongshimi, and that song is bright, it's fun, and the crowd got such a kick out of that song. Everyone was smiling and singing along to it. It was such a treat. So the next solo stage, from sunshine to rain, literally, is Kihyun. So Kihyun's solo stage, who performed his song Rain. That song was so good, and I love that with his stage there was like these fabrics behind him. It was amazing. His stage was so beautiful, and of course his high notes is spectacular. So afterwards, Joohoney had his solo stage, and he performed his songs Smokey and Voices, and that performance was full of passion, and it was such a strong performance. He really put his all on stage. And I love that in the end of his performance on the screen, it had the word voice very big, and they had like these smoke things. It was amazing. So then afterwards they played another video, and it was building up for their next performance, which is Mercy. The members had a different outfit. Once again, the screen sort of opened and they were there. And my goodness, Kihyun, when he sang that chorus, it stuck with me the entire night. right, so the next song was Love Killa, and let me tell you, first of all, that performance is very fun. Second of all, I wanted to dance along to that song. And thirdly, everyone knew Joohoney's verse. The members and the dancers were amazing, and I'll admit Love Killa is the comeback that Shonu kind of became my bias record during that era, and I do like how the members did give a shout out to Shonu during the show, but yeah, that performance was so good. So afterwards, the members did talk a little bit. They talked about their solo stages, and Minhyuk did perform a little bit of Ong Shimmy, which was fun as well. Heehyun kind of performed a little bit of his song Voyager, and his voice.
Feeling like a voyager, 자유로워 뜨겁던 내 삶의 여유로움 잊고 있던 darling, I can feel it 꿈꿔 왔던 paradise, so beautiful. Everybody, oh, 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 oh. You want it, I can take you away. Rock and roll. That's it. Okay. Let's move to the next.
Okay, rock and roll, baby.
Rock and roll, baby.
Where do you want to take
that?
이 스윗함을 받아서
So afterwards, the members performed Love, and this was another fun song. I absolutely loved it. So the next song is one of my favorite Monsta X songs, and it is Beast Mode. It was wild. It was a moment.
Just go and fight me for the love. Open your eyes. Yeah.
Afterwards, they performed their song Zone, and it was a party. I love how Monsta X and the dancers, they were just interacting with the crowd. Everyone was having a blast. It was so fun. And then after Zone, they performed Fallen, and it was like a continuation of a party. It was literally the funnest moment of the night. I just wanted that moment to last. It was so fun. Just how Monsta X and the dancers just interacted with the crowd. It was fun. So then afterwards, the members and the dancers, they got off stage and everything sort of went dark, and then the crowd started chanting Monsta X. So they had a countdown leading up to their next song, which is one of my top favorite Monsta X songs. So after the countdown, then they showed Monsta X's logo on screen, and then the screens opened, and then Monsta X was back on stage, and they performed their song Stand Together. This song for sure is one of my top favorite Monsta X songs, and out of all the clips that I filmed, this is the one that I've rewatched the most. IM's verse was amazing, just all the members, and then in the end, Minhyuk did Joohoney's rap verse. It was so good. After they performed Stand Together, then Minhyuk sort of did the rap verse again, and then Joohoney's face afterwards was just priceless.
난 함부로 내 땅은 괴물을 펴내버려 쟤는 너는 병 걸려 펴내버려 이상한 재치 당장에 가끔은 눈이 길면 투명이란 말이 어울려 유명한 연주 그곳은 어디서 감기 잡고 다 자세 잡고 담배 다 잡고 그럴 때 우리는 대동단결
Stand Together is such an anthem. It is literally like, it was literally the best. That song is an anthem and you feel it in your soul. That is probably my top favorite performance of the night, is Stand Together. So after they performed Stand Together, then the members did talk a little bit and they talked about the city. And of course, before that, that's when Minhyuk did Joohoney's rap verse again. But it was such a sweet moment that they were talking about the crowd, and the crowd was really loving it. And you could tell they were speaking genuinely from the heart. So the last song of the night, they performed their song, Love You, and it was so beautiful. The members walked around on stage and they were just interacting with the audience again. It was so sweet and so heartfelt. So then the members got together and they did their final bows.
자, 3, 2, 1
And then they went back to that platform where they were kind of like sitting on the steps and stuff. You guys have probably seen it on the videos, but I absolutely love how in the end, Kihyun took out his phone and he was filming while the screens were closing in on them. It was so sweet. It was like, oh, my heart, I don't want them to go. Like, no, don't go, stay. Yeah, it was a very sweet moment. So I waited till everyone in my section left so I could take a picture without my mask. I made sure that nobody was around me except for the person that was taking the picture. So I only took off my mask just for this picture, and then afterwards I put my mask right back on. So yes, now I'm bringing back out my light stick. So overall, this concert was amazing. And if you guys get the chance to watch Monsta X Live, do it. You will not be disappointed. It is literally a party. You get a little bit of everything. So with all that being said, if you guys are new around here, hello and welcome. You guys could feel free to subscribe. I post videos on a weekly basis. I will put all of my links on the description box below. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to like, because it really helps. Thanks. All right, bye.